A lot of things have changed, and some things we could do then we can't do now, and some things that we couldn't do then we can do now. But one of the interesting things was you used to be able to award sort of free subscriptions to up to 3 people, because at the time you didn't get an automatic subscription to your own channel, which was kind of stupid. You had to subscribe to your own channel for your own emotes. Like, what the fuck? I believe that's how it works now. I don't actually know if that's the case or not, but so one of the other things was I didn't know that this was one of those set for life and you couldn't like change it up easily things. Our other 3 people, Zombie Grub, Crimson, and I don't even think she even comes around anymore, but Trinil are the 3 people who eat our free subs. Of course, I would love to have that be Base Rate TV, Base Rate TV Bot, and Zombie Grub, but we can't change those things anymore, which is a bit of a bummer. So, I would not pay for my own subscription to the channel on 2 different accounts. Anyways, we got some shenanigans up. So, welcome to the Legacy of the Ultras. In the top left corner of the map, we got the blue Protoss Dead Pixels Patience.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it's Targa.
I forgot he's got fucking fire cakes. Stupid face. This duckle thing.
Now, is it funny because Fire Cake is a funny name and a funny, like, you know, he's got like a lot of history around him, or is it funny because it's a face of like a 17-year-old with glasses and like braces, maybe?
I think it's this combined with
braces.
the fact that he's just kind of a dick.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's right.
And I'm fairly certain Targa doesn't have much love in his heart for the guy.
I don't think we've heard anyone say that they're good friends with him.
He's a good player though, so I mean he's earned his spot in esports, but it's just kind of like, dude, come on.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, having to deal with this is a little annoying. Of course, you need 2 cannons to really bust this down, but I mean, the 2 cannons are gonna finish as the hatchery finishes, so I don't think you can get a queen out in time. But the larva is gonna get at least 2 larvae, I think. And then of course you morph the larva into an egg, and then even more. You may even get 3 larvae. I've never really paid attention to how much larvae you get, depending on how long your hatch has been alive. Oh, and a cannon rush too. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, the counter is actually pretty sweet. You tried to pull the drones to kill a pylon, obviously didn't work, but cleans this up at home. Yeah, we talked about the dynamic of this before, how you need 2 cannons to kill the hatchery in time, but Bly was the one to point out that if you got 2 cannons, you can also focus on an egg most of the time. Whereas if you only got 1, you cannot. So he's actually killing the eggs for this too, and these legs, nice. Only about 2 are going to actually hatch.
Really nice. I mean, well, they're going to hatch, and they're just going to... Or 1 dies. Hey, look at that. The other one can barely get through. Not with Zealot there. Oh no, successful or unsuccessful hatchery block, Rifkin?
I mean, it did force a big dedication. I don't think Patience was planning to throw in the forge as fast as he did. So, I mean, it forces a lot of money on this side of the field. It forces a lot of money on this side of the field. It delays the Nexus. I want to say successful, but really, I don't have a fucking clue, Zombie Girl.
Yeah, I kind of know either. I mean, you successfully force them to take uncomfortable third or natural and thirds. But, you know, how much does it really give you if your attack is going to be so heavily delayed because your Nexus was heavily delayed? I don't know. But Patience seems to have a lot of, you know, familiarity with this. He did everything pretty correctly. The 2 cannons came up. He targeted down the weak eggs, so the weak larvae that targeted weak eggs. And then he also has, think enough SimCity that he can put a gateway between the cannons and the Cyrex core and still have a wall off. Maybe not.
Okay, so I didn't realize our mods are like all AFK today, and the 1 mod we have isn't doing anything. Give me a sec, guys. I gotta set up bets. We'll follow the agenda.
Oh, wow. It's the first time in a while that's happened.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I actually have to take that back. I don't think the cannons are going to allow him to room to put a gateway. Maybe a couple of pylons will be able to wall it off, but if he doesn't, then that's just going to be an open area if the game goes on for a very long time. That's going to be quite bad, honestly, because Echo kind of already has the little problem where, like, you defend 1 base, it's kind of like you should be at the 3rd defending that base and trying to force field off your natural if you're going to be pressured heavily. But to have the wall not even up, I mean, that's just going to cause further headaches.
Well, the Adepts do some pretty nice damage, as we know. The sonic transfer is going to be a quick way to escape. Sadly, I think one of them's still going to die. A little unfortunate, since that does significantly reduce the damage potential they have. But runs to the cannons for safety, so that's kind of cute.
Did he get Warp Gate? No, and he hasn't started it either. Well, that's a little worrying.
Oh, that's got to be a mistake. That's a huge mistake. So real quick, guys, bets are set up, but unfortunately, I can't really moderate them myself, so we just put a timer on it. As of saying this, you've got about probably 4 minutes to get your bets in. Ish. Now that Cybercore not working, I mean, this isn't Starbow. There's no advantage to building from the gateways. Patience just straight up made a mistake and delayed the most expensive, or sorry, not most expensive, the least expensive, but most important upgrade to Protoss.
Yeah, and same cost as Marauder Slow, but about 20 times more important. No, that's pretty bad. I guess too, if he had chronoed that out, I think he would have been able to use the pylon and then the cannons in an attack. But now it's a little fishy. Like, Targa can go ahead and break those down with the roaches that he's getting. Or he could just attack and risk a counterattack.
That's, I mean, he doesn't know there's no warp tech, so this pylon forward reinforcement place is normally quite a threat. But you know, the Immortals need to come back home. They're not quite the same as they used to be. Barriers gonna have to use very specifically. 2 cannons would have helped a lot if this was a full wall off, but Link slipped right on by. Yeah,
the gateway did fit in that little area. It still didn't fully wall off. Okay, that's just very disappointing indications. Oh, there goes Warp Gate.
Oh no! This is like the latest Warp Gate ever. Barrier goes off. Nice use of barrier. So the Immortal does take some of the hits from the Lings. Problem is, well, you deal with the roaches, they just really can't deal with the Lings.
Is there no Floated Overcharge energy? Oh, he says 6 seconds to go.
This is just going terribly for Patience's defense.
So doesn't Power Warp Gate. No.
Best pylons ever. This force field on the main ramp's probably the only thing that's gone well in the last few moments, but even then, that's questionable. Roaches finally get pushed back by the Immortals. They're starting to get some of their shields back. Barrier coming off cooldown in... Oh god, that's such a long cooldown. 15 seconds still to go. But looks like he may have just barely held this by the skin of...
Yeah.
Like by the skin of his teeth, the hair on his chin. The Nexus is like it might still go down though. These new Lings might just be the little bit of damage he needs.
Oh no!
Oh! For Patience's sake,
man.
This just starting to fall all kinds of apart. Still, no full wall off. Finally, his warp gate started up again. And the worst part is, like, while all of this was going on, Patience has some money. I'm a little bit shocked we didn't see him building Stalkers, building Zealots. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gates. No warp tech.
You don't think to, I guess. I mean, it's a possibility you even really have him hotkeyed. You just expect to have warp gate by the time you're panicking.
That's very true. That's very true. This is all kinds of messed up. I guess he's been still poking a little bit with Psionic Transfer down here. Nothing too crazy, but I don't know. The reality of the situation is pretty bad for Patience. Targa, again, this is a player who probably doesn't take games or series off of Patience too often. Is looking to be just dominating this. Now, there's the counterattack coming down the way.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if he didn't lose that Nexus, I would put Patience in a pretty okay position, really. Like,
yeah, but this
Targa was on a very low drone count to commit to that.
This is the all-in, though, and I mean, it's...
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be difficult.
It's funny to see Corrosive Bile being used. We don't see Ravagers that much anymore, but he gets some good shots off. However, he gets absolutely shreked, and oh my god, Patience really turned this around?
I feel like Ravagers would be good if it was a mostly Sentry army, but it was really about those Immortals. And
right.
I mean, Roach isn't the greatest against it either, but at least I think they're better at targeting them down. They can live a little longer too.
Roaches can take a couple of hits. Ravagers cannot.
Yeah, it's just it looks like he has turned it around. Just as like the better units.
I can't believe it. For SOP confirmed. One of these Immortals, 23 kills on one. Like Jesus, these things have just been trucking through this game.
It's a very strong composition. The Lings can't get any Immortals, not with the Adepts there.
Well, I think what he's hoping to get out of the Ravager, too, was not just killing some of the Sentries, but killing the actual Warp Prisoners. Corrosive Bile does hit up, but sadly, as we see, it's not quite cutting it.
Yeah.
That drone pull is desperate.
Yeah, Targa's lost, man. He dedicated a lot to that attack, only on like 35 drones or something like that. So, I mean, that entire time, he was all-inning.
Oh, this part's... You know, if he lost the warp prism. Even if he did, he could actually warp in right here.
Yeah. I would say that the all-in for Targa worked. It just didn't work against someone who was about to immortal Adepts all-in you.
Yeah, this was this got turned around really quick, and I'm actually really glad to see stuff like this because we really haven't seen a lot of Protoss success in Legacy of the Void so far. But this worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it did. This is something that I feel that it might have been Patience who did it. Honestly, I can't remember, but it was another Protoss in the Lotus League that he would try like an Immortal Essential and it'd be like, okay, that's kind of lame. It doesn't really work anymore. And then he would try like Macro and it was kind of lame.